And good afternoon, race fans, and welcome here to Kentucky for race number 18, another 2016 NASCAR XFINITY Series season, as we live getting you ready for the Alsco 300, a 27-lap race here at Kentucky. I'm Eric Burton here in the broadcast booth, here to give you full coverage of today's race. And as you saw in last night's truck race, you saw Cameron Haley score his first career win. But now, today, the Xfinity cars racing during the afternoon, during the daytime, as you can tell. So it's going to be maybe a different kind of race than what we saw in last night's Truck Series race. At the top of your screen, your starting grid will be rolling across the screen. Brad Keselowski on the pole, looking for win number 3 in 2016. Right now, coming into this race, Daniel Suarez has a 30-point lead on his Joe Gibbs Racing teammate Eric Jones, 51 points on Ty Dillon. Now, let's send it down trackside to get the command to fire up the engines here at Kentucky.
Drivers, start your engines.
And now the pace car will lead the field onto the track so they can begin their pace lap. Brad Keselowski, a former winner here at Kentucky in the NASCAR XFINITY Series. And then you got Darrell Wallace Jr. to his outside, a guy who's never won a race before in the series, Kyle Busch. He knows how to go to victory lane here at Kentucky. He's got a couple of wins here in all 3 series, alongside the 00 of Cole Custer, the rookie out of Jenny Motorsports. Row 3, you will see the number 60 of Chris Buescher and the GameStop Toyota of Eric Jones. Kyle Larson, Brandon Jones, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and Ryan Reed will make up your top 10. Taking back through the field outside the top 10, Paul Menard and Josh Berry. Yeah, Johnny started back in the number 23 this weekend. Elliott Sadler aboard the 43. Back here, the number 93 being driven by David Stremme. The 78, a new team, BJ McLeod Motorsports, debuting here this weekend with BJ McLeod behind the wheel. Coming out, turn number 4, the fans are on their feet. And Brad Keselowski and Darrell Wallace Jr. your front row, leading us down to the green flag. And we are here racing at Kentucky. We're back. We're underway. Brad Keselowski, Darrell Wallace side by side for the lead as they enter turn number 1. And already making it 3 wide, the number 60 of Chris Buescher on the inside of the 20 of Kyle Busch. And Buescher may even get Keselowski here off turn number 2. Big head of momentum for the number 60 of Chris Buescher, and he'll drive by the number 22 of Keselowski, bringing that 42 of Kyle Larson with him. And they're 4 wide behind him, Josh Berry, Eric Jones, Brandon Jones, Cole Custer almost 4 wide coming off the corner, but still 4 wide. Sadler, Chastain, Suarez, and Ryan Reed, even 4 wide back here outside the top 20. Great opening lap here at Kentucky, but they're going to make contact. Chastain and Brendan gone. Nearly wreck out turn number 2. And they remain 3 wide. Ryan Truex up the track. Here comes Suarez on the bottom. Now Custer to the bottom of Ryan Truex. And a complete lap number 2 right now. Kyle Larson and Kyle Busch, the 2 cows at the front of the field. Dale Jr., Brian Keselowski, and Chris Buescher, Josh Berry, Eric Jones, Ty Dillon, Daniel Suarez, and Brandon Jones. That will be your top 10 coming out turn number 2. And then 4 wide again, but back here, or at least almost 4 wide. Ryan Reed on the bottom, Paul Menard in the middle, Ryan Truex up top. And this is some pretty fantastic racing. This is pretty much the opposite of what we saw in the last night's truck race. You saw pretty much what we saw in last night's truck race, as there's still 4 wide right here. The 51 got a pretty good momentum there off turn number 2, Jeremy Clements, but what we saw last night was pretty much single file racing where nobody can really pass on the inside lane because the outside get a big head of momentum coming off the corner. Well, that's not what we're seeing here today with the Xfinity cars, as they're all over the place right now, and we are just 4 laps into this race. And Larson trying to drive away, but you have Chris Buescher and Dale Jr. and the 22 of Keselowski right behind him in that 22 car. And now back to the bottom comes that 88 of Dale Earnhardt Jr. looking for his first career win in the series, jobbing for his own team, Jenny Motorsports. And then he got the team that won last weekend at Daytona in the Subway Firecracker 250, the number 22. Joey Logano got that win in a thrilling finish last Friday night. And Keselowski trying to get third away from the 60 of Buescher. Darrell Wallace, remember he was the outside Poulsen, and he's now back here outside the top 15, racing his teammate Ryan Reed. And how about Mason Mingus trying to get past a couple of these Roush Fenway Fords? This number 84 car has been very quick this weekend. Belly Boat Motorsports and Mason Mingus, the CorvettePorts.net Chevrolet, running very well in 16th place. Then you got the rookie Cole Custer, Ryan Reed, Blake Cook, and Johnny Sutter. But somebody who did not get a good opening lap was that number 62, Brendan Gaughan. He's back here outside the top 25 for Brendan Gaughan, trying to work his way back to the front as Yaley and Townley nearly have a little bit of problems after number 4. Back up front, though, you have the number 88 now out in front of the field. Dale Earnhardt Jr. out in front at Kentucky. Bush moves to the bottom to block the number 22. Keselowski, though, still has a pretty good run off turn number 4, but now Larson in the outside lane. Junior will lead that lap. We are now 9 laps into this race. Larson back up the track, and now here comes the two Joe Gibbs Racing Toyotas, Daniel Suarez and the 20 of Kyle Busch. And now battle for the lead. Here comes the 60 of Chris Buescher. Back to the front goes Buescher. And this 60 car has been the fastest car of all of the Xfinity regulars throughout the whole weekend. You know, the 88, the 22, the 42, the 20, they're Cup regulars and they're fast like always. But that 60 has had pretty much the most speed out of any of the Xfinity regulars throughout the weekend. And Buescher right now leading the 22 down into turn number 3. But how about Daniel Suarez? He qualified outside the top 10. And he's now up here inside the top 5 in 3rd place. Behind him is two teammates, Kyle Busch and Eric Jones. And then we saw Larson and Junior lead for a while. Now here they are outside the top 5. Ty Dillon, James Buescher, and Josh Berry, your top 10. Paul Menard, Brandon Jones, Elliott Sadler and Darrell Wallace, Cole Custer and Ryan Truex, Ryan Reed and Cole Witt, Mason Mingus and Blake Cook, Clements, Yaley, Brendan Gaughan, Johnny Sauter, and John West Townley, Chastain, Sieg, Michael Self, Armstrong, and Tyler Young, your top 30. Outside the top 30, you have Ricky Ray Black Jr., Ricky Jeb Burton, Ryan Ellis and Garrett Smithley, Joey Gase and Cody Ware, David Strimmy, BJ McLeod, Derek Coop, and Mike Harmon. That is how the top 40 looks right now. As you have a new leader now, the 22, Brad Keselowski. You're posting him back out front at Kentucky. But Buescher now makes a move to the bottom of the track to take that lead back away down here in turn number 1. Keselowski slides out the track a little bit, opens up the door for Chris Buescher to get by, and we're seeing that inside line really have a lot more grip on the inside for these drivers to pass. See right here, Dale Jr. now on the inside of Daniel Suarez, who slides up the track a little bit. Outside lane is pretty good off the corner, but getting down into the corner of the entrance, the inside lane is the way to go. In the top 2, the couple of Ford Mustangs of Chris Buescher and Brad Keselowski trying to drive away, and Larson in the middle moves by the 19 of Suarez. 3 wide behind him, Ty Dillon, Kyle Busch, and Suarez. Now 3 wide, Busch in the middle, Suarez up top, and here comes that inside line, the grip for Ty Dillon to get on the inside. He'll clear both of those Toyotas off turn number 4. And here comes that other Juggies Racing Toyota of Eric Jones trying to get in the battle. This is for the 5th spot now. Busch, Jones. Now we have the 1 of James Buescher, 7 of Josh Berry, and Keselowski and the 60 of Chris Buescher just swapping the lead back and forth. And now here comes that 22 back on the bottom coming off turn number 4. And I don't believe we'll be catching any lap traffic by the way the speeds are running in the back, like Mike Harmon, about a second off of what we have with Chris Buescher. So we should not really get into lap traffic, which is a good thing because we got into a lot of traffic last weekend at Daytona. As you saw, James Buescher now moving by the 20 of Kyle Busch, and here comes that 19 of Suarez. This is a top 11 breakaway. Josh Berry and Paul Menard, and then you have Darrell Wallace, Sadler, a couple of Fords, Brandon Jones and Cole Custer, Ryan Truex, Ryan Reed, Cole Witt, Mingus, and Blake Cook, your top 20. And we'll be coming to 10 to go this time by. Now second place. Busher got passed for the lead by the 22 of Keselowski. Now 88 of Dale Earnhardt Jr. in third place. Battle for the lead now. Chris Busher on the inside of Keselowski, back for the lead again. Coming off turn number 2 now. Here comes that 42 now, getting back in the mix. Kyle Larson Jr. moves high to block the 22. Apologies about that. I had to stop the recording for a few seconds, having some issues in the background. But we're back, and Chris Busher out now in front of Kyle Larson. And then we have Dale Jr., Keselowski, and Ty Dillon, your top 5, followed by Eric Jones. James Busher having a great run in 7th. Suarez, Menard, and the 20 of Kyle Busch, your top 10. Coming out, turn number 4. It'll be 8 to go this time by for Chris Busher. Now, Busher, he has 1 win at Texas this season. Now, should that number 60 team score a second win tonight, he would automatically clinch a spot into the 2016 playoffs. Now, he already has a win, but he's not officially in yet. But a second win, we've already learned this year that, or so far this season, that a second win will get you in for sure. Daniel Suarez, he has 3 wins. He's already in. We already know that. Then you have Ty Dillon and Eric Jones. You have 2 wins apiece. They're already in. A second win today for Chris Busher would be huge for that number 60 team. Larson now trying to deny that, though. He's in second. He's not running for points. He's just running for a win. And he dives to the bottom down here in turn number 3. And he should be able to clear Busher, but can Busher get that momentum off turn number 4? And Keselowski loose, and he's in the grass. Somebody got out of the throttle when you have the 22 off-pace Brad Keselowski on pit lane. Your pole center and one of the more dominant cars of the day, the 22 of Brad Keselowski. And he's on pit lane, and we saw 3 of Ty Dillon just really get loose and really sideways, and now that's allowed Josh Berry up here in the battle for the top 5. Or not top 5, but at least for top 10. The top 3 is jumping away. Chris Busher, Kyle Larson, and Dale Jr. now. Your top 3, followed by James Busher and Kyle Busch. Ty Dillon, Suarez, Jones, Berry, and Paul Menard. As now your top 10. And we're catching some lap traffic, but I'm not sure we'll catch them in time or not. We're about to find out, as we are now 4 laps away from the checker flag. Chris Busher, can he hang on, or can the 2 Cup veterans get by? Larson in the 42, Dale Jr. in the 88. 2 of these drivers are former champions. You have Dale Jr., Dale Jr., a 2-time Xfinity champion. You have Chris Busher, the defending champion. And then you have the young talent of Kyle Larson, already in the Cup Series, trying to make the chase in the Cup Series. A good run today would have really helped that number 42 team of Kyle Larson in tomorrow's Cup race as he continues his race to the chase in the Cup Series. Now Larson getting a little bit of air on the nose. Oh man, he makes contact with Busher. He makes contact with the 60 of Busher. And Larson tries again down here in turn number 3. Busher leaves the inside lane open. They make contact again out of turn number 4. Then you have Kyle Busch and James Busher trying to hang on to a top 5 run. And Larson has the inside lane down here in turn number 1. Here comes the 80 to Dale Jr. to the inside of Chris Busher as the 60 got loose. Larson clears Busher. And now they'll have Mike Carmen and Derek Cope ahead. And Brad Keselowski has taken his car behind the wall with a mechanical problem. Out of turn number 4. It's Kyle Larson and Dale Earnhardt Jr. And there's this number 74 Mike Carmen in front. Can Larson avoid the traffic ahead and score the win? It'll be his second win of 2016. Here comes that 88 of Dale Earnhardt Jr. The back bumper down here in turn number 3. Harmon leaves the bottom lane open for Kyle Larson. Does Jr. have anything out of turn number 4? Larson will hang on, and Kyle Larson will win at Kentucky. His second win of the year. and his 5th career NASCAR Xfinity Series win here at the Kentucky Speedway for Kyle Larson. He gets the job done and scores his 2nd win of 2016. Dale Jr. 2nd, Chris Busch 3rd, Kyle Busch, and Daniel Suarez your top 5. Paul Menard, James Busher, Eric Jones, Ty Dillon, and a great top 10 run by Josh Berry. And Derek Cope, Mike Harmon went 1 lap down right at the very last second at a turn number 4 in the last lap. And Keselowski from 1st to 40th after a mechanical problem has sent that car behind the wall. And that's going to be a bad day in the owner points for the number 22 team. On your screen, your results from today's race in Kentucky. They're now on your screen, followed by the chase grid, the updated chase grid after race number 18 of the 2016 NASCAR Xfinity Series season. Now, next weekend will be the New Hampshire International Raceway, or Loudon, whatever you want to call it. The Magic Mile, that'll be next weekend at New Hampshire. That'll be race number 19 of the year. And congrats to the number 42 team of Kyle Larson. They are the winners in this weekend's Alsco 300 at Kentucky. We'll see tomorrow from the NASCAR Spring Up Series, Quaker State 400, race number 18 in the NASCAR Spring Up Series season. Congrats to Kyle Larson on win number 2 in 2016. We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.